each other. And right now we're going to go ahead and stay on in the Zoom room here. And joining us, we've got Captain Ramos from the United States Marine Corps. Captain, joining us to talk about a holiday tradition that the Marines are very proud to bring us every year. Toys for Tots. Captain, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning. Glad to be here.
So the Toys for Tots, you guys pretty much wrapping up the operation. Talk to us about how it went this year and what's the next step in the plan.
Yes, sir. So yes, as you just mentioned, for right now for this year, our operations are coming to an end. On this past Monday, we had our toy transfer event with our two distributing partners, with the Salvation Army and Catholic Social Services, where basically we take all our collected toys that we collected this year, in this campaign, and we turn them over to them, and then they are in charge of then passing those out to all the families in need, on Guam. And so this year we raised over 9,800 toys, roughly.
Wow.
Wow.
And so yeah, and that's even through the pandemic, even with COVID and everything like that. So I mean, it goes to show you the level of engagement and participation that we've been able to receive, and the support from the community and from the Toys for Tots Foundation, just from all across all parties, really. And it was a united effort to get as many toys as we did, and to get out to those families in need. So
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. During the pandemic, I mean, everybody has had to adjust their operations, and you Marines are used to adjusting on the fly and kind of making things up as you go. So how did you all and the Corps adjust to this year in the pandemic?
So first, I mean, obviously we followed, maintain CDC guidelines and protocols, and throughout the campaign, ensuring face masks, practicing social distances were allowed, and we minimize the number of participants within the campaign itself. And so in terms of the volunteers and the number of people that participated in the events themselves. And so we try to minimize as much as we can our footprint in a sense, so that we could, obviously minimize spread of COVID. And not only that, but even with our distribution partners, we had to end collections early. So pretty much this time last year, we were still continuing with the toy collection. But because of COVID, what we ended up doing was we stopped collecting toys sooner, but that would give our partners more time on the back end, to give them more time to set up distribution for the families, to allow more families to come in at smaller numbers, spread out evenly throughout this week and next week, and ultimately in time for Christmas, so they can do all their, get all the presents and all the gifts before, or just in time for the holiday. So.
Right. We just talked to Dom from St. Anthony's Catholic School earlier on the show here today, and they've got a toy drive that is going to be going to Toys for Tots. So do you always factor in kind of those stragglers that I missed the deadline, so I have to donate, but you've got the bulk of it ready to go?
Yes, sir. Yes. And so we even throughout this week, even though the toy transfer happened on Monday, we still get calls from, different businesses or different locations where they're still collecting toys, or toys are still coming in, because like I said, we've had to shift our timeline. But even then, we'll still collect those toys. Either we'll give them to one of our partners, or or we'll secure them for next year, for the next year's campaign. But those toys won't go to waste, and we'll make sure that if people want to participate and they want to contribute, that that we will take those contributions willingly. And of course, we'll do everything we can to make sure that those toys go to families and children in need.
And you, as a Marine, you've got quite a bit to be proud of. But this is one of those things that that direct involvement to the community that always puts a lot of smiles on faces. So it's got to feel pretty good to do this every year. Yes,
sir. It does. It does. I mean, honestly, this is my first year leading a campaign, and so it's been especially in the time of COVID, it's definitely been an eye-opening experience, but something that I'm very grateful for, very appreciative. And like you're saying, it goes to show you the level of involvement in the local community, but not just on the Marine Corps side, on the military aspect, but you can see it within the local community themselves. Everyone coming together to participate, to help those in need, and throughout these difficult times. And so, it's it's beautiful to see it, and we're happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, don't let them fool you. You Marines are big softies.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Yeah,
Cap, this
so
is Jason here, and I wanted to say, like, I've had the good fortune of being able to interview several Marines over the years when they do Toys for Tots, and it always amazes me because like they say, every Marine is at their core a rifleman. That is the core skill, and yet every Marine who's ever worked on Toys for Tots, they're like, this is a mission, this is a detail. We take this job unbelievably seriously. We've got 245 years of history of former Marines getting the job done to perfection behind us and everything, and we put every single ounce of our heart and soul into this job because we want to complete this mission just like we do any other mission. So can you talk about the motivation and the morale and the dedication to doing the job the right way?
yes, sir. I mean, in terms of the dedication and the morale, in terms of the discipline, all of that for us, I feel like is ingrained at a very early level as soon as we come into the Corps, even through entry-level training, whether that be at, boot camp or the basic school for officers. That level of discipline in every aspect and every facet of life, I feel like is very instilled in us at a very early stage. And so as we transition and we carry our careers in the military through different missions, different organizations, any challenge in life, we tackle it with the same mentality, with the same level of discipline and dedication to accomplishing whatever the mission is. And so this time around, whether it's Toys for Tots and like you're saying before, that this campaign has been going on. I mean, not only in the United States, not only in the United States for a long time, for several years now, but even on Guam, that this has been a repeated campaign every year. And so, this level, like that level of discipline, that level of attention to detail to those tasks, those carry on to these types of missions where we see the positive impact that it has on the communities, on the families, on those in need. And I think that's kind of one of not just us as a military being active duty, service members, but we have responsibility to the communities, to the footprint that we leave here on Guam and across all our bases, to have that positive effect on those families, on those communities, and do everything we can, to help those in need. So
Yeah, I asked a Marine officer as well as a Lance Corporal a couple of years ago, and I said, what does doing Toys for Tots mean to you? And they both said right off the bat, they snapped to and they were like, we just want the kids to know that we've got their back. Whether it comes to defending the nation, whether it comes to making sure that they're taken care of during the holidays, or whether they can just, enjoy their life. We want them to know that their Corps has them. And that's an amazing thing. So, thank you for your service, for you and all the other Marines.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And even myself, I mean, I'm a first generation American. My family comes from, not the greatest parts of the world, but, even growing up as a child and knowing, having nothing and seeing that effect that it has on the family, just being able to provide some glimmer of hope, a shining light to say, hey, that this is only a phase, or, that just being provided a beacon of hope, sending a message of hope to those families, to those children, and being able to do that, I think, to me, it definitely has a personal impact. But again, from speaking from a personal point of view, I've been on that other side where I've been that family in need, been that child in need, and so having someone like the Marine Corps, like the Toys for Tots Foundation, to step in and provide that hope for us in the holiday season, and especially one like a year like 2020 with the pandemic and everything going on, a lot of people laid off, etc. I mean, this is a year that I feel like Toys for Tots is beneficial for everyone, and it's multiplied, tenfold.
Well, real quick before I give it back to Andy, sorry, Cap, I got one more. So since you mentioned family and where you're from, do you want to give a shout out, since it is the holidays, to anyone who may be watching this right now, or anyone who may stumble across it on YouTube, and just say hello to friends and family back home? Sure,
absolutely. I'd love to say hello to my mother, Natasha, and my father, Robert. They should be watching in from Tennessee, so I hope they're watching and doing well and staying safe. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. So thank you.
Captain, I've always had a soft spot for Marines. My father enlisted in the Navy as a corpsman, so there's a little bit of a connection there. So just want to wish you and Marines all around the world a very safe and Merry Christmas, and thank you for all you do on a daily basis, and of course with Toys for Tots. and gathering almost 10,000 toys. Excellent job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And we couldn't do it without the support of everyone, without the support of the local community. So, not just thank us, but thank everyone who participated. Thank you, Guam, for all the support.
Cap, can I just get you real quick, because speaking of people that may see this, can we get you do a real quick Semper Fi, Ura?
Oh, yeah. Semper Fi, Ura!
All right. That's how you want to end the interview, everybody. Captain Anthony Ramos, one of the many heroes in our military. And Cap, again, we thank you for your service, and thanks for your time. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, that was Captain Anthony Ramos from the United States Marine Corps.
Nearly 10,000 toys collected.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Definitely going to some children that are in need and bring some holiday cheer to several families here on Guam.